So I guess today today is an, today's a new today's lesson about Java Warp is about extensions, particularly an extension. So what is an extension, you ask? You probably know these categories, and there's about and in default there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A total of 9 default categories. But if I told you there was more than 9 categories, yes, there are more than 9 categories, and each of those categories is called an extension because you extend the total amount of categories by 1. How do you get those extensions? Well, you click this button here, this purple button on the bottom left. See this? Add extension. Click that, and you'll see a lot of extensions. For this lesson, we'll use the pen extension as we can, as with this, we can now draw. Well, not on paper, but on the stage. So you can see there's now a whole new category of blocks. Let's get this block. Let's get these 4 blocks, and let me explain what do these blocks do. So what's this stamp block, you ask? Let's click on it and see what happens. Nothing. But what if I moved it? Oh, it made a clone. So the stamp block functions like the create clone of myself block. But if I were to make a clone, well, in this mod, in this mod of Scratch, you can see there's a clone counter. But there should be 2 clones. Why there's 1 clone? Well, because this stamp block doesn't make a clone. It doesn't make a clone of the block. It doesn't make the clone of the block. It just like stamps it like a stamp. This erase all block, well, I'll explain this after I explain these pen up and pen down blocks. So in this, there's a pen sprite. There's a pen sprite. There's a pen. There's like an imaginary pen in the sprite, which is actually how you draw things. For example, this pen down block, it's going to, when I click this, it makes a very small dot, and it's kind of small though. But you can zoom in to see that. So but you can make that dot bigger by setting the pen size to about let's say 50. Okay, that is way better. You can now see the blue dot. Now. So this pen size block sets the size of the pen. Wanna see something cool? Wait a second, please. So yeah, it draws the clone. It draws the line. It like draws the line. It like draws the line. So this if on edge block, it is checking if the main sprite, if this sprite is touching the edge, then it's going to turn it the other direction, and then this moves 10 steps. If it turns the other direction, it's going to move negative 10 steps. Moving 10 steps means going to move forward. Moving negative 10 steps means it's going to move backward. But when I press this stop button, it's not going to erase it. Do you know? But there's a way to erase them. How? You probably might have guessed. You probably might have guessed where this block comes in. It erases all the drawings you make. So if I put this erase all here and stop the project mid run, it's going to erase it. It's going to erase the drawing. This is what's going to enable us to be able to draw. So okay, let's push erase all block to delete. So to recap, the stamp block just basically stamps the main sprite. The pen down will sets down the pen, making us able to draw. The pen up just basically lifts the pen up, meaning that when this well, meaning that we can't draw yet until we've clicked the pen down, until we put the pen down on this right. This is good when we want to draw houses, when we want to draw houses where we want to go to a position where we want to draw, for example, the roof of the house. This can be pretty tedious to do. Instead of just go to X instantly, we need to go to the first point here, then the second point here, and then we will be able to reach the point. We have to do this because if we just instantly move here, for example, it's going to draw over, and we don't want that. So if we put this pen up, then it's not going to draw, and then we can set it. Then we can just press pen down, and I'll just draw the normal house. You probably won't. But dude, we haven't drawn the house yet. So why not we draw them? Well, let's clean up the code, and we're just faced with this green flag. Let's also delete the stamped clone we've made. There we go. And we're also gonna put this here to reset. I'm gonna hide the sprite. And first, to draw the first, we need to get a set server. So we're gonna go to X, erase all, then pen down to start. Then we're going to repeat. Then we're going to repeat. Actually, we're gonna make a custom block. Move. Okay. We're gonna make a custom block for this, as we're going to have to use that repeat block multiple times. So we're going to move pen steps. We're gonna add an input steps, the amount of steps or the amount of pixels on the stage you want to move within one repeat. Then we're gonna add another label, amount of times repeated, that is amount of times repeated times. So this steps info, we're going to input the amount, how how much pixels on this stage you're gonna move within one count. Then the times is how many counts we're going to do. We want this to run fast, so we will press what. So click run without screen refresh, so that whatever code is triggered in it, we will move. We'll move. You're gonna repeat times. We will move 10 steps. We're gonna repeat times and we'll move steps. No, okay. Of course, oh yeah. We're gonna repeat 10 times. And we've made the floor of our house. Let's reset the pen size. We don't want our house to be chunky, you know. Let's set the pen size back to 1. There we go. Let's make the floor wider. Nice, way better. Now I want the cat to move up like this. So we want to set its degree. So we want to turn. So we're gonna have to turn multiple times. Turn this around multiple times after we draw. But however, we can repeat that process by going to this edit, then get the label to indicate what the input is about. Degrees of turn. That is in which direction. That is in which direction we're going to point at. Direction. It's a direction 90 degrees. You will point in direction. It's going to move. Well, we just reset. It just reset, but if I move here, it's gonna set. Then we're going to move pen steps. Then we want another 90 degree. We want another 90 degree turn. For this is 80 degrees. This is 180 degrees as we're going in a straight line. So if we add another 180 degrees, it's good. Sorry, 90 degrees. It's going to move up. Hypothetically, it's going to move up. So what's 180 plus 90? 270. You can experiment to find out. I'm gonna use a good old experiment method. Yep, it just reversed back. And yo, there we go, Viva. And no. And no. No, what if you just made that 270 degree turn? Then yeah. No, we need to make one full rotation. I finally made it. Yeah, 360 degrees. You need to make a full completed turn. So now it's like pointing at this. It's now going. So then we want to move pen to, in order to create a square, we're just going keep these the same, keep these values the same, but the direction will not be. $270 degrees. If you want to go right, then Then to loop back, we'll just go 180 degrees. And there we go. We've made a square. But let's say we want to make this square smaller, as we want to draw the roof of our house. Then how do we do that? We just decrease the amount of times repeated by 10. We decrease the times repeated. Of course, this is a square, so the amount of times repeated must be the same. And there we go. Our square is now a little bit smaller. Okay, maybe too small though. Let's change that to 15. This looks good. Now we want to go back. So we'll go back. We'll pen up. We'll pen up because we're not really drawing. We're not wanting to draw. We just want to go up. But you can just remove this pen up, as we're going to overlap on this. So yeah, I'm just gonna move it. It's going to. Do we want to make a full 360-degree turn? So yeah, now the spread is moving up. Now we can draw the roof. Now we want to make a triangle for the roof. So let's choose an equilateral triangle. So if we want to draw equilateral triangle, we'll put in direction 60 degrees, right? And let's say we want 10. Or no, sorry, since this side must be the same. No, this is not equilateral, okay? This is not equilateral, no. We take the exterior angle of that. No, that. And however, though, we just make the lateral inverse. You just make the inverse of that. Instead, we take 30 degrees. Now we want to turn negative 30 degrees. but there it's going to just move back. No. Help. So yeah, I'm just experimenting, okay? Closer. Okay, I can't see the sprite, okay? You just gotta experiment with the angles until this red matches. You can use the trial and error method, like me. And there we go, 150 degrees. Well, but as you can see, this was outside, so we will change the Y position a little bit to negative 100, and it gets smaller. And there we go, we've made a house. But what's a house without the door? We want to add a door to our house and probably some windows. Okay, so we're gonna pen up. We'll pen up. We'll pen up. We'll pen up and go exactly and go exactly the diagonal. Oh. Bruh. No. No. Bruh, the shutdown button. Why is it placed there? Oh yeah, sorry there. Sorry there. And that was some interruptions. So let me wait. 260 degrees. No, no. This time though, we want. So we move 15. And this to show. And there we go. We created the diagonal that's going. But of course we don't want that, so we'll pan up. After we're here, we just want that point in direct. We just want the point in direction 90. So we're going. So for a trick. So a trick for that is to move 0 steps. It's going to not repeat at all. And it's going to point. Now it's going to point directly. Then we're going to move pen down. We can find, and then let's move 5 steps. 10 steps, sorry. 10 steps, no more linear. Then we move 5. In the direction, just a normal 90 degree. And maybe not this pen down. And now it is here. Now we just needed to go up, go down, go down, and we've made the door. And we've made the door. Now we're finally gonna draw. So we'll move pen. So get a pen down block. Move pen. Move pen steps 10. No, don't do 10. That's going to make a door that is about the height of the house. Not to the house's roof. That is. Then move. Let's say 5 steps. Half the height. Repeat it about 7 times. Estimately half of the house, half of the house, and the direction. We want to move up, so we want to make a 360 degree turn. For this one, then we're going to make the width of the door. We'll repeat 3 times. We'll repeat 5 times. Direction will be 90 degrees. Then we'll move down. That's 180 degrees. We want to move down. We'll move the full 7 times. 180 degrees. And we've made the door. And that's the door to our house. That's the door to a house. Well, I could end the video here, but Nah, I want I want to build a window on my house. So let's do that. Of course we want to move here while not drawing, so do pen up. We will move the pen 10 steps, amount of time. You wanna go back here. You wanna go to here. Then we'll create the diagonal. Do you wanna go to the do you want to go almost to the diagonal? No, don't like that. Not like that. For this you'll use the trial and error method and see if you want and see if you can link this diagonal. That's way too far. Less than. And take 305 degrees. Okay, then 340 degrees. No, that's way long. I should have 320 degrees. You're almost there. 310. Way too low. Must be 350 degrees then. I'm gonna take an estimate 340.5 degrees. I'm gonna move exactly to the diagonal. Move exactly to the diagonal. There we go. Just go pen up. There we go. We've now got a perfect estimation. Now is now here now. Let's do that trick again where we point. Now we want this to be here. This is where we're going to do a window. But let's do that trick again where we set the direction to 90 degrees. So I'll just duplicate the block. Now it's facing 90 degrees. Now we're fine. Now since we're in the right position and direction, we're gonna pen down and do the. And well, let's do the circle. I'm just going to duplicate the block. Just gonna duplicate these. I'm gonna go down. We're going. Well, you can do this easier. So we're gonna start like this, then go anti-clockwise. So we're going to move down 180 degrees, and we don't want. Let's try for. Let's do 4. So 40 steps. Then. Then let's change it 70 degrees. Let's test that. No, that's too. That's too far. Let's do 90 degrees, do 90 degrees, and now. Do 90 degrees, then go up. That's a 360-degree turn. That's a whole 360-degree turn and a 270-degree turn. Okay, yeah, these are. And there we go, we've made one window. Now we need to make the other one. Now we need to make the other one. Well, I'm just gonna duplicate this as we're just gonna make a replica of the other. Go pen down. Get the pen up as we're going to move. So we're going to move 9 steps in the direction 90. Straight. 30 proportional. Then pen down. And do this good as before. And finally, we'll hide. And after some long code later, we made a house. We've made a house using trial and error to calculate the angles. Well, not with the squares, but with the circles. Well, this is very simple though. This is a very simple looking house. Although I could make this house look 3-dimensional, but I think that would take way more than about 2 hours, and you would be bored. Yeah. So that's all for this lesson, and bye bye.